back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Yo, this is about to be another great Bellator card. They're stacking this January 20th event in Inglewood, California. We only know of 2 guaranteed fights and 1 pretty guaranteed fight. I mean, they haven't let the cat out of the bag because Rampage didn't take the news too well to who his opponent was. He got kind of salty when he found out on the MMA hour, like, hey, what the fuck you coming at me with this Chael Sonnen shit? Like, oh, Rampage was fucking hilarious. But on that card, the headline of the main event of that card is going to be Rory Macdonald versus Douglas Lima for the welterweight title. Also on that card now we've got Michael Chandler versus Goiti Yamauchi. Now this fight is out of nowhere because Michael Chandler was the Bellator lightweight champion. He fought at Bellator New York City and lost his belt because he had like a fucking sprained ankle or broke his ankle or some shit in the first round, like early in the first round, and his opponent was his name. His opponent, fucking, I know his name too. God, I'm gonna have to fucking slap myself if I don't think of this dude's name. Fucking, who was the Brent Primus, you know, just capitalized on it and ended up winning in the first round. But it wasn't even a fight. There was never really a fight. So with that being said, everybody assumed Michael Chandler, who's one of Bellator's brightest stars, was gonna get an immediate rematch for his title because he kind of lost on a fluke. So for them to be announcing him fighting Goiti Yamauchi is coming out of nowhere to me because I expected his next fight to be for the title. But I gotta admit, I love this fight because I got my Goiti Yamauchi's on my radar. I forget which card he was on last, but I watched that fight and I remember doing predictions on that fight and I picked him to win. I know he was like the underdog, but he's 22-3 and like over 15 of those wins or some crazy shit have come by submission. So Goiti Yamauchi looks like a beast over there, and he's going to be fighting Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, he lost the lightweight title, so that was in June to Brent Primus after suffering a sprained foot in the first round at Bellator NYC. He hoped to receive an immediate rematch, but for some reason unknown at this time, the fight wasn't made. Now, I am interested to see why that is. Hopefully, I'm sure Michael Chandler will answer that in the lead-up whenever he might be on the MMA Hour or some shit next week, and I'm sure he'll answer that question because I wanted to see him get that fucking title back. I mean, Michael Chandler, there was starting to be talks of like a co-promote Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm saying Michael Chandler was like that dude, the lightweight champion. He's had some fucking iconic Bellator fights over there. So, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Michael Chandler. I would hope he got his title shot, but I'm still going to be watching this fight because also on that card, on top of Rory Macdonald and fucking Douglas Lima, we've got Rampage Jackson versus Chael Sonnen being discussed. Now, Ariel Helwani said on the MMA that he heard that the fight's happening. We've already got 2 of the other fights in the heavyweight tournament announced. You know, Fedor versus Frank Mir. Then we've also got Big Country versus Mitrione. So that only leaves Rampage, Sonnen, and then Bader and King Mo. Rampage is saying that he doesn't want to fight a wrestler. Well, out of Chael Sonnen, out of Chael Sonnen, Ryan Bader, and King Mo, you're going to be fighting a wrestler, buddy. So might as well take on Chael because that's going to be some fucking dope lead up, and I think they'll probably do the best ratings because Chael Sonnen versus Rampage Trash Talk, I'm telling you right now, bro, it's going to be, I can just imagine it being fucking so good. Like Rampage, like, this motherfucker about to be humping my leg all fight. Chael Sonnen, dude, I cannot wait for the build up of this fight if it actually gets announced, which I believe it will because, I mean, Rampage isn't like, you know, in too much of a position to be, if he's in the heavyweight tournament, you're going to have to fight a wrestler at some point. If you would have got your ideal matchup in the first round, you probably would have been facing a grappler next round, and you know what I'm saying? So that's not how tournaments work. You get fucking assigned a name, you go in there, and Chael Sonnen's one that knows all about tournaments. If you listen, you know, if you know anything about Chael Sonnen and his wrestling history, I listen to his podcast. So, I mean, Chael Sonnen, I'm interested to see Chael Sonnen back in a tournament. Now, it's a heavyweight title tournament. I know one last thing I'll say is somebody asked me to cover this. I'll just do it on this video. It's a heavyweight title tournament, and a lot of these guys, you know, are middleweights. Some of these guys are light heavyweights. I think there might be, 4 natural heavyweights in this thing? Frank Mir, Fedor, Big Country, and Matt Mitrione. The rest of these guys, I believe, are pretty much lightweights or middleweights. But Rory Macdonald who's main eventing this card here, actually has asked Scott Coker to join the heavyweight tournament and shit. I seen that's what someone asked me to cover. Like, what do you think about? They asked in the Facebook group, what do you think about Rory McDonald asking to join the fucking heavyweight tournament? I'm gonna tell you, I think he's fucking crazy, bro. I mean, I understand it. I mean, I only think he's crazy just because this isn't, you know, UFC 1 anymore. Back in UFC 1, UFC 2, and shit like that, in the old days, the old style tournaments, back when people weren't as skilled, size didn't matter as much. Royce Gracie could come in there and beat everybody in the same night because nobody knew anything about jiu-jitsu, you know what I'm saying? But now this isn't those same days. And if you're going to be a guy like Rory McDonald, who's a very, very strong wrestler, in this day and age, size does kind of matter when you're a grappler in 2017. So with that being said, Rory McDonald's never even fought at 185 pounds in his career. What the fuck? But he did say in that, you know, he just liked the idea of fighting somebody, like fighting a heavyweight, you know, the old school style. But I mean, he would have a heavy disadvantage. He might be able to beat like fucking one of these guys, maybe. I don't know, man. It'd even be hard for him to probably get Rampage down. Rampage, who doesn't want to face a wrestler, it'd probably be hard for him to get Rampage down and keep him down. So, I mean, I respect the Rory for, you know, throwing his name in the hat, but I just don't think this is for him. I mean, he's already got plans on winning the 170 belt, 185 belt. If he won this tournament, he could be like the welterweight and the fucking heavyweight champion. What the hell? That would be crazy. But hey, it's gonna be a fun tournament, and I really hope Rampage versus Sonnen does happen on this card, because this is going to be a great card. I'm going to be watching either way, with Rory McDonald fighting for the title, and also especially with this Michael Chandler Goiti Yamauchi fight. I'm fucking in. I'm already in. So whatever else happens on this card, I bet you it's going to be some more big names or some other really dope fights. With that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think about Michael Chandler not getting an immediate rematch. I mean, of course we don't know the reasons, but hey, he's coming in here and just fighting a contender. That's dope. You know, a lot of people, I'll just wait on my fucking title shot. You know, I'll just wait. No, he's just coming in here and taking on a fucking young, you know, jiu-jitsu dude looking like a jiu-jitsu savage in here. I just seen that it's not just 15 of his 22 wins. He's got 18 of his 22 wins have come via submission. Ooh, damn, this is going to be a good fight. With that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you time at in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da! It's the motherfucking D-O double G!